hell of a protest in New York City over the weekend outside of Chuck Schumer and Kirsten Gillibrand's office. Of course, they are the New York senators in DC, in the Senate. And these protesters, part of them were Jewish Voices for Peace, but there were also city councilors that were present at the protest as well. Let me go ahead and bring this up and show you. This is shared from Democracy Now! Breaking news: Jewish peace activists have occupied the lobby of Chuck Schumer and Kirsten Gillibrand's offices in New York to protest the senators' votes against halting arms shipments to Israel. Activists banged pots and pans to oppose Israel's starvation of Palestinians in Gaza. And you can see the picture here. And I would say they're doing the right thing, right? Like, you go directly to the source. You don't go to other people. You go directly to the source. And we have to remember, we covered that vote last week. There was legislation that was brought to a vote in the Senate to stop sending at least the part of the arms to Israel, not defensive, by the way, but offensive weapons to Israel. And Kirsten Gillibrand and Chuck Schumer were among some of the 17 senators that did not vote for that bill. And we'll explain to you why. Of course, they would not support it. You guys know they are very much pro-Israel. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, for one, if you just want to see how much money she has taken from AIPAC, over $997,000. She's also a racist. Let's not forget the things that Kirsten Gillibrand said about Zoran Mandami. I'm telling you, people really show you who they are. It doesn't really matter what party they are in. There are racists that are Democrats as well. And Kirsten Gillibrand really showed her whole ass when she came after him the way that she did. So she's one of them. That's the AIPAC, tracking AIPAC. Remember, there's also J Street. So there are other lobby interest groups that support and benefit Israel, not just AIPAC. There's J Street. There's also Kufi. So let's keep that in mind. Chuck Schumer, you guys know as well. What did he tell you? He said, my job is to keep the left pro-Israel. Not that my job is to help my constituents in New York. No, my job is to keep the left pro-Israel. Those were his words during an interview that he had fairly recently. And you can see that Chuck Schumer has taken over $1.7 million from AIPAC to support Israel. So we got to be very clear here. There are a number of politicians that are in DC that are just solely there, as Chuck Schumer pointed out, and as Ted Cruz also made very clear, to support Israel, not so much their constituents. It's also interesting, before people criticize the way that they chose to protest, I want to show you an example of where they tried to do this in other ways to reach Chuck Schumer and Kirsten Gillibrand. These were rabbis here. This was earlier July. I think this was July 7th. Jewish rabbis who believe in Judaism and not Zionism had a clear message for Schumer. Israel is committing a genocide and making everyone less safe. And you can see this here. I think Code Pink was also present.
We are here in Senator Schumer's office. He's about to meet today with Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. And we, Jewish people, and so many other pro-peace people who are here to deliver a message and to discourage Senator Schumer from supporting blindly the state of Israel, which is a catastrophe for Palestine. It's unfortunately a genocide going on, which no one should tolerate. And what we would like to explain is it's dangerous for the Jewish people as well. This is not in favor of anyone. And as Americans, we shouldn't support a criminal foreign country.
And you are New Yorkers. Do you think your senator ought to listen to New Yorkers?
We are New Yorkers. That's why we are here. We hope that Senator Schumer will listen to us, and we hope that other politicians will listen to the righteous voice the world over, because the world no longer takes what is going on.
I would call this a sit-in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because so far they have refused to send anybody out to talk to us, but we are patient.
Yeah, and they were patient, and that was the same day that Chuck Schumer was meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu. So it's not as if these attempts have not been done before, and Chuck Schumer apparently wanted to ignore them Or imagine this, ignoring your own constituents, but you're going to meet Benjamin Netanyahu. Let that sink in. So the protest did happen this weekend. Over 150 Jewish people and allies, actor Sarah Ramirez and elected Tiffany Caban and Claire Valdez with Jewish Voices for Peace are occupying the offices of Chuck Schumer and Kirsten Gillibrand. Check it out here, folks. Yeah, awesome stuff there, ladies and gentlemen. Again, they're doing what they should be doing. They're going directly to their representatives and confronting them about the way that they have chosen to vote. Here's another video here that I want to share with you.
Freedom's what we're fighting for. No more weapons, no more war. Freedom's what we're fighting for.
Yeah, so as you can see there, they started to arrest people. Kirsten Gillibrand and Chuck Schumer can ignore this all they want to, but your constituents have spoken. Now, among the people that were arrested, Tiffany Caban, who is a New York City council member, she was one of the ones arrested as well. Check this out.
Let Gaza live. Stop starving Gaza. Let Gaza live. Stop starving Gaza. Stop starving Gaza. Let Gaza live. Stop starving Gaza. Let Gaza live. Stop starving Gaza. Let Gaza live.
Now that's Tiffany right there. Well, they both have on glasses, but Tiffany is the one with the ponytail and the glasses. And I just want to say this. She's a city councilor. She doesn't have to be out there if she didn't want to. That's what it looks like to fight for your constituents. That's what it looks like to fight for the people. Like, she knows what Israel is doing is wrong. But again, a lot of the politicians, they don't participate in, in these protests. So she doesn't have to, but she is. I think that's what I mean when I say fighting back against the power structures.
Stop starving Gaza. Let Gaza live. 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 Stop starving Gaza. Let Gaza live.
And yeah, people are like, well, they're banging pots and they're making noise. They should make noise at this point. I mean, it's interesting that they are arresting them, but they're not arresting these criminal politicians. They're not arresting Chuck Schumer. They're not arresting Kirsten Gillibrand. They let Netanyahu walk right into this country and speak in front of Congress. They're not addressing, arresting him. They're arresting the people that are on the right side of history. And we've seen these moments in our country before. So everybody need to pay attention. And again, I applaud them. Here's a closer shot here of Tiffany and the rest of them when they were arrested.
New York is a conscious step at the stand. And any politician is not doing it out of New York. Let Gaza live. Stop starving Gaza. Let Gaza live. Stop starving Gaza. Let Gaza live. Stop starving Gaza. Let Gaza live. Stop starving Gaza.
We're here to stand in solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza who are being starved to death right now. It needs to stop. They're using USA dollars to help them do it, and it has to end.
yeah, again, they're the ones that are on the right side of history. Now, sometimes when these protests happen, there are people that will show up to give them choice words. There was a Zionist that showed up, and I just want to give everybody fair warning. We're not going to be able to play everything that he says because some things we can't just play on here, but it's very, very foul. This gentleman walked up to the building and started yelling obscene things at the protesters. And I will say this again, this does not help Israel's cause. It just shows people just how unhinged Zionists are, and this idea of supremacy and how they take it to such an extent where they feel like they can say and do anything because they know that they're not going to be held accountable. They know that nothing is going to happen to them. Check this out. This guy here should give everybody pause. You may be shocked about this.
Fuck you, drop dead, drop dead, drop dead. You fucking bitch. You should be raped. You deserve it. You fuck. You're not a Jew, you're a cunt.
Did you hear what he just said? He said that they should be, we'll say, raped on here. What is the obsession from Zionists with sexual assault? Why are they always threatening to grape people? Everybody always know this, and they want to put that on Hamas, but they're the ones literally out there threatening to grape people. This ain't the first time. It's been multiple times where we've seen several videos of them making this threat towards people who are protesting. Now, these protesters are inside the building. He approached them, but watch in so many different ways. Like I said before, he will try to find a way to make it seem like he is the victim. This is the face of supremacy. What you are seeing, what this guy is saying here, the way that he approaches them and threatens sexual violence on them, that's supremacy. He goes on.
You're no Jew. Look at you. You're disgusting. You're vile, disgusting pieces of shit. All of you should drop dead. You're lucky I don't have a gun because I take a machine gun and kill you all last.
Now he's wishing death on them. Now he's saying you're lucky that he doesn't have a weapon that he can't use against them.
Filth. Filth. Filth, you fuck. Fuck, piece of shit. You're not a Jew, you fucking piece of shit. So drop dead all of you. You can put that on wherever you want.
I got a video of you threatening to shoot them and rape them.
Good. They deserve it. Anyone who supports this shit is a disgrace.
You see what he did there? He's threatening to shoot them. And he believes he has the right to do that because of what he was taught. This is why I said Zionism is a cancer. And I don't know. I feel like the cure is to weed it out. The cure is to denounce Zionism. It's a cancer. This idea that they can treat anybody else however they want to, they can say whatever they want to anybody, but the moment that you respond to them, the moment that you try to hold them accountable, you're the problem. You're the problem, not them, even when they started. Let me let him finish here.
You're not a Jew. None of you are disgraceful. And Gaza, it's Hamas who's keeping the food, you morons, if not even half of it. I hope you're all raped, and I hope this guy puts it on. Fuck. Looking at your,
Anybody know this guy? If you live in New York, anybody know him?
nail polish.
Nobody went up to him. Nobody approached him. That is absolutely disgusting and vile. But he will play the victim. They have been doing this for years. Nobody confronted him. This is the danger about supremacy. This is what I've been trying to tell people. This idea that you can do whatever you want to whoever you want that is not you or does not approve of your idea of supremacy. How is this any different? And this is what I've been trying to tell people before. If you go back and you watch those old video footage and some that still exist today, you watch the old video footage of the KKK burning crosses, intimidating people. How is this behavior any different? When you see the way that they treat Palestinians, or in this case, not even Palestinians, most of the people protesting were Jewish. But because they don't agree with his ideology, he said that they should all drop dead. He said, you're lucky that I don't have weapon with me. This is the mentality and the mindset of Zionism. And that's why it is incredibly dangerous. I think Eric wants to connect the MCDS to this.
Connect some dots. Yeah, this is like connecting. Well, first of all, that guy is kind of really the face of Zionism, right? But to the earlier part, right? Like we definitely want to praise and excuse me, all to the people that are protesting Jewish Voices for Peace, and for the Democrats who have kind of found their voice on this. But I think we have to connect the dots into like what's the root cause of all this, and the root cause, like, let me just show quickly the like that pyramid, right? The root cause gets into like if all we get out of this is they don't pass the latest shipment of weapons to Israel, right? That's great, that's good, but then like it doesn't get to the root cause of what's happening, which is the money, the billionaires, and like when we're showing like the feudalism pyramid, right? So I just wanted to say that when we have these kind of protests and whatnot, I just think we want to be saying, yes, great, but connect into these root causes and into MCDS, which is, this is from the 11 Demands Substack about the sets of interest, and the MCDS, the money, the corruption, the demands, and the solutions. And so it's more. So I just wanted to say that it's more than just this current one, the current genocide. It brings it to a head, but we need to be digging deeper. And every member of either of these political parties is complicit in genocide. And so if they're not ready to leave the party and whatnot and get real about something new, then we need to be saying, yeah, thanks, but we need more from you. We need you to really be jumping out of these parties and connecting the dots and getting to something real, something concrete. So yeah, so MCDS on everything and connect the dots, and check it out at 11demands.org. Thanks.
That's right. And that's the important part, I think, that people really need to hear. Like, they have to call out the very power structures that exist that allow it to happen, because this is why I continue to say, as long as corporate money is controlling these two parties, you're not going to see significant changes. And I think we really all just got to call it out for what it is, right? Why are Kirsten Gillibrand and Chuck Schumer, why are they doing what they're doing, right? Like, they're complicit. They've sold out to big money interests. And I think that needs to be said as well. And I do want to point this out. I think you have a good point here. CJ said, Sabby, this is why it's increasingly being asked whether October 7th was allowed to happen in order for Israel to perpetuate genocide. Yeah, this is another thing that we called out earlier on. There was a report from the New York Times where they did say that Netanyahu, that they knew about the attack a year and a half prior to that date. They already saw those plans a year and a half before, and they said they didn't take it seriously, and that's why they chose not to act. I just don't believe that. I don't believe that they just said, yeah, we don't take it seriously, we're not going to act. I think it was intentional, and I think that CJ brings up a really good point. Hey guys, this was a Sabby clip. If you like what you saw, hit that like button and subscribe.